Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community.
Good evening, guys. John Hollis with Rockers in Recovery. Welcome back to the show. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're listening to us tonight, you can also check us out at rockersinrecovery.com. You can click on the About tab and all of the rest of the navigation buttons up top and have some fun and check us all out. On the right-hand side, you can click and listen live on the Listen Live button, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to the Rockers in Recovery radio streamer. I want to thank you for tuning into the podcast tonight and being a part of our show. And most importantly, if you are in the area of Pompano Beach and you can come down and visit us, of course, you can do that on November 10th and 11th. It is the Sobriety Rocks Meet and Greet and Festival. It's going to be happening November 10th and 11th at the 101 Club in Pompano Beach. Rockersinrecovery.com. On the right-hand side, scroll down the banners and you will see the information right there. You can actually download the flyer and pass it out to some friends. Tonight we have a great guest on. We have several guests, but the first one is Beverly Buncher. I had the opportunity to meet Beverly a few years back, and she's with Family Recovery Resources, and she's a speaker, family recovery life coach, and a life coach trainer. She's also the creator of a popular thing. It's really kind of cool. It's called Be a Loving Mirror, and it's a family recovery method. So we're going to bring Beverly on right now. We're going to talk about that and some other stuff. Beverly, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John. Good to be here.
So, tell me about, first of all, Family Recovery Resources. What is that about, and when did it all begin?
So, John, I started Family Recovery Resources about 4 years ago, but prior to that, I had been building up to starting it. I've been a life coach since 2008 and dedicated to helping families get better and help their loved ones get better. So the work that I started, in the beginning, it was just, I would say to families, go to Al-Anon. And they would say, no, we have you. We have a coach. We don't want to go to Al-Anon. And I didn't know what to do because I got well through Al-Anon. So I really prayed about it, and I asked for some guidance. And I started to write and journal and blog. And as I wrote, I came up with some ideas, rooted certainly in 12 steps and in other things that I'd studied as a coach and an educator. And people liked them. They liked what I was saying about family recovery. And at some point, I talked about this idea of be a loving mirror. And as soon as I did that, people went crazy. They just, they were writing back to me, how do I be a loving mirror? Can you teach me how to be a loving mirror? And I thought, well, I guess this is what I'm supposed to teach. And we did that. I had classes online. And a few years later, I was a life coach trainer for 2 other schools. And the coaches that I was mentoring wanted me to teach them how to help families. And they asked me to start a school. So I started a family recovery education program, and then it became a school called the BALM Institute, and it's all part of our program, which is called Family Recovery Resources. That's our story.
Very cool. Very cool. Where did you get your start? How did it happen to you? What brought it about that you wanted to dive in and start helping families and addicts and just people in general being a life coach?
So my story started a long time before that. I was in the 80s. I was the sister of, and I was always dating people who were involved with substances or in recovery. And my sister got into recovery, and she allows me to say that. And then I thought, well, I'm going to join Al-Anon. That sounds really cool. So I got into Al-Anon, and I thought, well, I could handle an alcoholic. I could marry an alcoholic. I've always dated them. I have Al-Anon now. And so I met my husband. I know, kind of funny, huh? So I met my husband, and, I had been afraid to get involved with these guys really seriously because they all had problems. But I met my husband, and he had problems, and I said, well, I'll just go to Al-Anon. And I did just go to Al-Anon. And, of course, after we got married, I realized what a serious disease this really is. And I tried to figure out how I could help not only myself but him. And I wasn't learning how to help him at all in Al-Anon. And in fact, people in the rooms were saying, get the hell out. You just got married. Don't stay. Get the hell out. And that didn't sit well with me. I really loved my husband. And I started to read the old Al-Anon books because those women, for the most part, weren't getting the hell out. And I did some of the things they said, and within a few months, my husband got sober. And he used to go to meetings and tell people he got sober because of me. And I said, no, you can't say that. That's not true. But what I learned from the research over the years was, families make a difference. When the family is supportive in certain very specific ways, it can make a difference, and it can contribute to a loved one's recovery. And over the years, I sponsored people, and I was a school teacher and an educator and an administrator. And when I went to retire, I decided to become a life coach, and I felt called to help the families. And that's how I got started in my work.
Do you find it rewarding as far as the actual starting with somebody and being able to set off some light bulbs for them and show them that, wow, wait a minute, maybe I do need help myself, and, is that rewarding to you? How do you find that, when it happens for you?
I love it. I love working with families because I remember being that family, being that person who just, loved someone so much and couldn't do a darn thing, and finding out that there were things that I could do for myself to get my life back and things that I could do for my loved one. And then to be able to share that with the family and watch the changes happen in their life and in their family. That's about the most rewarding thing there is. We're a community now, over 1,000, and we're all over the world. And when I sit in the classes and listen to the families and the coaches that we've trained talk about how the BALM, which is the acronym for Be a Loving Mirror, has helped them to grow so much, and how it's become a centerpiece of their recovery life. It's very rewarding.
Do you, I mean, this is something that is happening day after day after day for a few years now, and has grown into a huge epidemic, 144 deaths a day. You have family members that are burying addicts daily. To the family member that's out there struggling with an addict right now, an opioid addict or a heroin addict or, carfentanil or a fentanyl addict, what would you say to them to give them some peace of mind or to help them go in a direction?
It's a great question. First of all, I would say you do have a crucial role to play in your loved one's recovery. There are things you can do. At any point, you're contributing to things getting worse or things getting better. And you can help things get better. Is it guaranteed? Absolutely not. No one can guarantee another person's recovery. We can guarantee you that you can increase your peace of mind and be their very best chance. And it's not a pipe dream.
Very good. FamilyRecoveryResources.com. Want to check out Beverly's website. Great information there. You can also call Beverly at 786-859-4050. You can also come out on November 10th and 11th at the 101 Club in Pompano Beach and check out Beverly and talk with her. She will be there both days. She's also going to be talking a little bit on this subject. So we're looking forward to having people come out and be a part of the event, and most importantly, get healthy. You know, this is how we get healthy, is by having communications like this, and I think that Beverly has a whole lot to offer. And Beverly, and you know, we got about 5 minutes left here. What would you say to, you know, somebody that's struggling themselves, somebody that isn't a family member that might need help? What would you say to them?
Yeah. You're not alone. You are not alone. There are lots of us out here who care about you, and the important thing is to take the step to ask for help. It is possible to get well. People get well every day. So that's one important thing. You know, we go ahead, John.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, we have a full year program called the Be a Loving Mirror Family Recovery Education Program. And in the next 6 months, we're starting a branch of that for the loved ones. And it's an online, there are 12 principles and 7 steps of BALM recovery. And we're opening our doors to help people. We're not a treatment center, but we are there to help loved ones and to help family members find recovery. We will help you get to the right place. We will work with you. We will coach you. And you're not alone.
Very cool. The other thing that I want people... I'm sorry?
I just let people know that we're pre-selling at the event on the 10th and 11th. We'll be pre-selling my book, which is coming out in the next 5 weeks. It's called BALM, The Loving Path to Family Recovery. We don't believe in tough love. We don't believe in kicking someone out in a punitive way. We're all about connection and unconditional love as the path. So, thank you for letting me on tonight, John.
Very cool. Matter of fact, if you get a chance also at the website, you're going to find out some other things too. If you are in long-term recovery, you're hanging out, and you're looking for a life change yourself, you know, Beverly can help also because she trains life coaches. There's schools to be able to do that. So if you can, go to FamilyRecoveryResources.com, find out more information about that. And then we've got a couple of minutes here. Why don't you let people know what that entails?
So we are the BALM Institute for Family Recovery Life Coach Training. We are the first fully accredited life coach training school that specializes in family recovery. So when people graduate from our school, they're a life coach, completely qualified life coach, and they've gotten a terrific education in recovery. And so this is an unusual major. It's greatly needed. We need people out there to help the families and to help the loved ones. Our coaches work with families, work with loved ones, and we call the individual in recovery the loved one. We need you, and the world needs you. So if you are looking for a way to help that will allow you to have an independent business where you'll be able to do good and do well, consider the BALM Institute for Family Recovery Life Coach Training, and you can learn more on the Family Recovery Resources site.
That's great. Beverly, thank you for being on. Thank you for being a part of Rockers in Recovery. We will see you, of course, over at the event, and that is November 10th and 11th, Sobriety Rocks Music Festival and Community Meet and Greet. And, of course, you're going to come out and enjoy some music, fun, food, fellowship, and we will see you all at the Rockers in Recovery event at the 101 Club, 700 Southwest 10th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida, 33060. Put it into your GPS. Come on out and hang out with us. Thank you for being on tonight, Beverly. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, John. Bye, everybody.
Welcome to the show. John Hollis, of course, if you're just tuning in. We are here and having a beautiful night, blessed in recovery, and thank you for tuning in. You can check us out at rockersandrecovery.com, and, of course, you can click on the About page. You can do all of that. And the navigation buttons have all the information. You can also check out the upcoming event that's going to be happening on November 10th and 11th, 2017, Sobriety Rocks Music Festival and Community Meet and Greet. Enjoy live music, food, fun, fellowship. And we're going to see you all at the 101 Club. It is also a 101 Club fundraiser. We're looking to help out an organization that's been around for many, many years, helping many addicts like myself get into recovery. 700 Southwest 10th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida, 33060. Check out, of course, Sobriety Rocks Meet and Greet and Music Festival. We'll see you there. Go to rockersandrecovery.com, and on the right-hand side, you'll be able to click and download the flyer. And we look forward to seeing you over at the event. We have a couple of guests on next. They are with some cool things that are happening. Let me tell you, when you talk about life-changing and cool ideas and things of that nature, they created, and it was really kind of cool, SoundPath Recovery. And what I'm going to do is bring on Terry and Sergio. Serg.
I'm here.
How you guys doing, guys?
Hey, what's up, man?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. So, Serg, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right. So, and Terry, you're with me, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So I'm going to ask the first question to Terry. When you decided, you and Serg decided that SoundPath Recovery was something that you wanted to do, what was the whole concept? What was your thought process? Were you sitting around just jamming or sitting around talking? How did you come up with this, theory and concept?
Well, it was kind of funny because both of us had similar ideas without having had talked to each other. And I was working at Transformations at the clinical building, doing podcasts and working with a lot of really talented clients. And Sergio and I crossed paths a couple times. He was working at a different department in the company. And so from the podcast, I had started thinking about actually a music-based halfway house with a recording studio. And one day we started talking, and he said, man, I had this idea of like a halfway kind of studio thing, and I don't know how to go about it, but I was like, no way, that's exactly what I've been thinking about. So it started there, and it grew into something a lot bigger. And so we came up with a plan, came up with a concept, and wrote out the program, all the groups, what they would do, the studio, design the studio, and then presented it. And the team loved it. And so the rest is a little bit of history from there. But yeah, it was definitely kind of like a providential, joining forces, if you will.
Sergio, you spent over a decade in the music industry. You were touring with bands, playing venues, and working with top record labels. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for a musician, especially like I'm in recovery myself. There's a perception that you have when you're using or drinking, and things around you don't seem as beautiful, and you kind of focus on the negativity, So through my whole life, music, it's like a relationship. You have a relationship with people, you have a relationship with yourself, you also have a relationship with music and art. It's part of life. Everything in life, like without writers and artists, it would be kind of dull, people that write scripts for movies and stuff like that. Without that, we wouldn't have so much fulfillment, and ways to express ourselves. and relate to people. So when I was in bands and stuff, I was always pretty much the one that couldn't balance my life, you know? When I worked with record labels, I had a hard time figuring out who I really was. And, you know, music kind of became my identity. And that was it, you know? And for a person like me, that's very dangerous because I didn't know how to balance life. I didn't know how to enjoy things for what they were. And it's always been like this safety net, you know? And I'm sure a lot of musicians and artists can relate to that. Like, I almost felt like I was supposed to be like that, you know, that I supposed to feel all this pain and feel all this misery, but I was completely wrong, you know, and I would tour with bands, and I would always be the guy that ended up getting kicked out or you know, that always caused issues or problems on the tour, or, you know, by the time I worked with record labels, I was already in recovery, so it was like really fun and exciting, and I was able to help a lot of people get on their feet, and it's just really cool. But, you know, I had to find out what I really wanted, like who I really was, you know. I had to bring that to the table rather than just live behind a song, you know. So basically, and, you know, now I'm a touring musician still. You know, we're on a record label. We tour all the time. We play pretty big shows, and, you know, and it's funny. I'm like, in a way, the manager, you know, like we have a manager for the band, but right now, like, you know, I kind of try to pull everybody together. You know, they call me Captain Bobo. It's like my nickname. So it's funny that I've become this person that people rely on now for these things, you know. And I love it, you know. I love to be that person, and it brings me a lot of joy. And like now when I tour, it's so different. Like, I love the drives. I love to like stop at, you know, at a creek in New York, you know, or go to Pennsylvania and see, you know, go to the city and hang out. You know, we make pit stops at like aquariums. You know what I mean? Like, I actually enjoy the whole beauty around playing music, you know.
Very cool.
And the experiences that it brings you, you know.
And you know something, you're absolutely right. You know, when you're out on the road and you're doing those things, or you're going to meetings in another town and you're meeting people in recovery, and you're meeting them from all over the country, and sometimes you're going into Canada or South America, you're going across the world, and you're meeting people. It's a really unbelievable thing to meet people that are doing it one day at a time, the deal, and of course are rockers. You know, I love running into rockers. I love running into rockers in recovery. You know what I mean? So people that actually enjoy music. See, when I started in my recovery journey, I was out of my mind and crazy, and I was still a rocker. And by all means, you know, everybody told me, listen, don't go to concerts, don't do this, don't do that. You can't do this. If you do that, it'll trigger you. You'll get drunk. You'll do this. You'll do that. And, you know, something, this is what I found out, that I am a rocker, still a rocker. The only difference is I'm a rocker in recovery, and I get to be able to go out and enjoy myself in places with other people in recovery, and I get to, one day at a time, throw events like we're having November 10th and 11th at the Pompano Beach Group, our 29th concert and musical production across the United States since 2011. And we're looking forward to, of course, Transformations being there along with Tim Ryan. SoundPath Recovery, give me, if you can, Terry, tell me what SoundPath Recovery is and what it's about.
Well, the basis came from our experience and work with all these like super talented clients that were coming through. And one thing that we found was they didn't have an outlet, or they didn't have the ability to find a creativity that they had lost before they got an active addiction. And so our model is teaching and helping clients write, create, collaborate, share, and record music sober. So we take them through the whole process, from trying to figure out how to get through writer's block to, you know, learning how to work with other people that are, you know, going through anxiety and stress, and can barely sit with themselves and be vulnerable enough to put out their ideas and their music and their artwork, and then to encourage each other to work together to get to a place where they feel comfortable in their own skin, at least a little bit, without any substances, to share that in front of people, and then be vulnerable enough to get feedback, and basically transition from trying to be impressive all the time to just being expressive. And if impressiveness comes with that, that's awesome. If not, it's okay. So we do that in a classroom setting, in group settings, through talent shows. Sergio runs a talent show every Sunday night, which is absolutely fantastic. And then we have community wrap-up. And then we have what I call the Life Simulator, which is our recording studio. We have a professionally built design recording studio to where the clients can go in, feel some stress, feel some anxiety, deal with their expectations, and do it all sober, to where by the time they leave treatment, they can say, you know what, at least in the past I've had at least one experience where I went through a studio session sober. So I know I can do that. Maybe it wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be, or maybe it was 10 times funner than I thought. But at least I have that in my toolkit to say, okay, I got through beating myself up because I couldn't hit this right note, or, comparing myself to Jay-Z or whatever it is. And the work that gets done in that studio is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, life-changing work, because it's music-based.
Which brings up my next point. You have around 200 songs that people have written and produced in recovery, correct? Through your organization?
Yeah, they wrote them while in treatment and recorded them while in treatment.
And is there a place that people can find that?
Absolutely. It's SoundCloud.com and then /SoundPath Recovery.
Very cool. And they can also go to Transformations, right?
Recovery. Yep. Yeah, if they go to SoundPathRecovery.com, it takes you to the Transformations page, and there'll be music and a video. That's the other thing, is we have 4 incredible stories of clients.
Yeah, testimonials.
Yeah, that have come through the program, and we just barely mentioned it, and they were like, all right, I'll be there this day, and I'm going to record for you. And we basically put them in a room with a camera and a cameraman and just let them rip. And it is insane. Their stories, their courage, their hope. And
it literally brings me to tears almost every time we watch it. We have to show it to people when they come visit our facility, and I'm just trying to hold back my tears. It's so good. So we have a studio.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
It's hard not to break down.
It's very cool what you guys are doing.
Another thing I wanted to mention with the whole idea of SoundPath Recovery was also that, there's this thing that I think, we're pretty much spiritually bankrupt when we get into recovery, and we kind of forget what life feels like, to have a deep laugh, that stomach laugh that hurts. We forget how to have a relationship with other people, and I feel like a lot of that stuff is that stuff that kind of plants a seed in you, to watch me and Terry work with them, and we laugh, we have a good time. We also take it really serious, but at the same time we're cool about it. We're not they're not wrong for feeling certain emotions. They're not wrong for getting angry or upset or anxious. We kind of let them do their thing, and I feel like even if they leave and they end up not doing any work on themselves, I feel like you leave that little piece, that little thing that kind of wakes you up. You're like, man, I remember laughing and having a good time. I remember recording a song. I remember writing a poem for the first time ever. And we have VA clients and all sorts of different clients, and we literally change our groups around the people that we have in treatment at that time, because like we feel like every individual deserves a chance, and sometimes it's not the same for everybody, you know?
Yep.
So I think that's really cool to just bring a little bit of life into treatment. And it's not only for the SoundPath clients, but everybody else in the Transformations Treatment Center gets to experience the talent show. They get to be part of it and listen to it and be around it. Or we also have groups for everybody where everybody's included. So it kind of brings some life back into treatment, some excitement, some like, wow, I'm laughing, you know? I'm enjoying music, like, and it's just really cool, you know?
Serg, great stuff, man. Matter of fact, guys, if you're around on November 10th and 11th, and you're in Pompano Beach, Sobriety Rocks Music Festival and Community Meet and Greet. You can come out and enjoy live music, food, and fellowship. We got Peter Keys coming in from Leonard Skinner, going to be on keys, along with the Rockers and Recovery All-Star Band. You can also check out Transformations. Tim Ryan's going to be there speaking, and hopefully Serg and the boys will come down and hang out with us. You can check out, of course, you can go to SoundPathRecovery.com. Is that correct? And check out your information?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Guys, thanks for being on the show tonight. We definitely want to have you back on. You can talk more about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and maybe we can play some songs from some of the clients and let people really understand what it's all about. And thank you for being on Rockers and Recovery tonight.
Yeah,
Thanks
no
a
problem,
lot,
man. I appreciate
pleasure.
it. Yeah.
Okay, look forward to having you back. You bet.
All right.
Cool.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. You too. All right, guys. How are you tonight? Just hanging out. And, of course, we're having some fun. And we're waiting for my good friend, Jam Alker, to call in. And we're looking forward to having Jam on the show tonight. Jam is one of those guys that's been with us a long, long time, a couple of years now. And Jam tends to really carry a hell of a message of hope. And one of the things that I love about Jam is he's very down to earth, and he's about carrying the message, and he does that through music, and he does it in a way that's pretty cool. Heroin nearly killed him. Music saved his life, and Jam tells his stories of suffering and redemption through dark blues, rock and roll, and hard, heavy soul. So we're going to bring him on right now. Jam, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being with us, brother.
I'm honored to be here. How are you, John?
Hanging in there, man. Getting ready to have the big hoopla.
Looking forward to
it. Ready to have Yeah, man. Looking forward to having you down. Looking forward to having you be a part of what we're doing. Jam, if you don't know, we'll be playing at the meet and greet along with some pretty cool folks. And you can come check it out on November the 10th. Then the next day with the 11th, he's going to be playing a couple of songs with the band. And we are going to try to stick him in somewhere to do a few other things, too, while he's in with us, hanging out. So, Jam, tell us a little bit about what's going on and catch us up to date on what you're doing.
What's going on with me? Just all of the blessings of recovery. I spent the morning today with our friend Tim Ryan at a high school here just outside of Chicago, listening to him, speak and educate our young folks about, the realities of drugs and alcohol. I've been, playing a lot of shows. Have my new album out, Softer Scene, which is available through my website, jamalker.com. Just doing a lot of work to support the record and continuing to carry the message at going and speaking and playing at treatment centers, as well as facilitating this therapeutic music program that I've created using some of the music that I created in recovery. I'm actually, I know you're just speaking with the folks from SoundPath. Hoping to go check out their facility on Friday before the meet and greet. So I'm looking forward to my trip to Florida next weekend.
Very cool. It's a beautiful thing, man. Tell us what's going on as far as upcoming shows and where people can find you.
Sure. As far as upcoming shows, I just booked something for December 30th, another event here in the northern suburbs of Chicago, which we've rented a hall to be able to put on another sober event. I just hosted one on October 14th, which was the day that I celebrated 3 years in recovery.
Congratulations.
Benefit show. Thank you very much. I did a benefit show for a place called the Recovery House here in Chicago, where I attend a lot of meetings. It's a place that helped save my life, so I try to do what I can to give back there, and also to be able to create opportunities similar to you, where people can come out and listen to live music in a sober environment. So we did that one on the 14th. It was a huge success. Doing another one December 30th here in the northern suburbs of Chicago. Just getting the plans of that event put together, but it will be on my website within the next week or so on the calendar page. Other than that, really the main thing is just coming down to hang out with you next weekend, and then kind of been using this time in between to focus on some of the other aspects of my career, which is doing more of the speaking at high schools and middle schools, and continuing to build this therapeutic music program. But in terms of the music, the best way to find out more about me and the things that I'm doing, and be able to check out some of my music, which is the core of what I do, that's all available at jamalker.com, which is JAMALKER.com.
Very cool. Of course, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Jam Alker, and Jam has been along the road here now for 3 years. Started out as Destiny in a detox and treatment center with a guitar, and has been rocking and rolling and creating recovery-based music to help others since. You can check out Jam at jamalker.com, correct?
Yes, sir.
You can also check him out at Facebook. It's Jam Alker on Facebook. Like his Facebook page. Trying to grow that puppy. Let's help him out and give him a like. Also, you can check out rockersandrecovery.com, and if you scroll down about 4 or 5 blogs, you're going to see that Jam's current blog is up there with us, too. You can check that out. You can also download the Rockers and Recovery app on the App Store and Google Play. Listen to Rockers and Recovery streaming, and his songs are up there playing. You can check out some of his recordings. You can actually click on the shopping cart and buy them if you like them. Good stuff by Jam happening all the time. So, Jam, we're looking forward to having you down with us and being a part of Rockers and Recovery and being on the show. Tonight has been, of course, a great thing for me. I love hearing your voice, and most importantly, look forward to seeing you next weekend for sure.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. A week and a day away, we'll be hanging out again. I look forward to seeing you too, my friend.
Yeah, man. Matter of fact, just booked your room today, so you better make it down. Got a nice room for you.
I'll be there. I got the flight, so I'm ready to go.
There you go, brother. Sounds great, man. We're looking forward to seeing Jam. And Jam, thank you for all you do for the recovery community. We look forward to seeing you at the show.
My pleasure. Great to be with you. Thanks, John.
You bet. All right, guys. Welcome to Rockers and Recovery, another episode that we're just finishing up here tonight. If you're tuning in with us, you can check out Rockers and Recovery by going to rockersandrecovery.com. We are a media company. We've been around since 2008, producing media like radio shows and magazines and, of course, streaming and blogs and all kinds of online and digital media. Check us out at rockersandrecovery.com. Check us out by clicking on the streamer there, too, and listen live. You can download our apps, the RIR Radio app at the App Store and also at Google Play. Check out rockersandrecovery.com. You can click on the events page, and our next event that's coming up, of course, is going to be in Pompano Beach. We're looking forward to being in Pompano Beach with all the folks that hang out with us and make those things possible. I want to thank Paul Wilson for all his hard work and effort towards this event from Sobriety Unplugged. And me and Paul see everybody at the 101 Club fundraiser, November 10th and 11th, 2017, Sobriety Rocks Festival and Community Meet and Greet. It's located at the 101 Club, 700 Southwest 10th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida, 33060. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in. And we look forward to doing another show tomorrow night. Tune back in. Of course, we love doing our shows. Blessed night. We're going to go out with our friend Mike Zito. Mike's the best. He just wrote a blog today. You want to check it out. Go to Rockers in Recovery at rockersandrecovery.com on Facebook. And the first post you're going to see is Always Do Your Best by our friend, the blues man in recovery, Mike Zito. Wrote another blistering blog, and you got to love him. So we look forward to talking with you guys.
For parts. Ow. On top, but I do not rightly recollect the drop. Oh, but the ravages of gravity have left a mark. So take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard. My teeth are cracked, my lungs are black, my jaw slack. My skin crawls, my shoulders fall, my chin is weak, and my bones are creaking, my belly aches, and my hands are shaking, my tongue is fake, for God's sake. My teeth are cracked, and my lungs are black, and my jaw is slack. So send me back, send me back, send me back, send me back. I'm falling apart. Well, I do believe this body is shot. Well, I know my heart is good, it just needs a new start. So take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard and sell me for parts. Take me to the junkyard.
Hey, Tim Ryan here with the Man in Recovery Foundation. Just got in from Arkansas. Want to let you know, Rockers in Recovery is having a big event November 11th at the 101 Club in Pompano Beach, Florida. Going to have a ton of music, fellowship. I have the opportunity to come down. I get to speak, share a little bit of hope. Really excited about this event. So if you are in the Florida area, Palm Beach down to Miami, Lake Worth, whatever, head to the 101 Club. Starts at 2 in the afternoon, $10 entrance fee. Come on in, share some fellowship. Again, I will be speaking there. Really honored to be able to come in and be a part of this. If you want to follow me, you can check us out on Facebook, From Dope to Hope, or check out our foundation, www.amirf.org. Or for my full-time career, I'm a National Outreach Director for Transformations Treatment Center out of Delray Beach. We will also be a sponsor for this event. Look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
The holiday season is here. Before you hit the road to see family and friends, remember to change your oil at your local Pep Boys. All through November, Pep Boys is offering 25% off any oil change service. Pep Boys offers expert auto service that makes car care simple and convenient, with the pros you can trust to get you back on the road safely. Make an appointment at pepboys.com. Offer valid with coupon through November 30th. Additional fees and restrictions may apply. Visit pepboys.com for coupon.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.